Right, elevator action. This is a game that I've been looking forward to for a long time. This has a lot of history, this game. There's a lot of features and elements to the gameplay. It's a very quirky game if you haven't played it before in the arcade. And it's one of Taito's classic 80s golden era games from the past. So it's been made and produced carefully and lovingly by the guys at Numskull Designs. And the box is the place to start because, in fact, the box itself is a bit of a collector's item, so I'm going to be quite careful when I open this up. It comes packaged in its usual very good packaging, so it's brown packaging, which I will keep because that's how I'm going to store this box here that you see before you. But I'm not going to talk too much about boxes. I want to get into the actual machine itself, but we'll talk about the box. Let me just carefully just do this at the top, and I mean carefully because it is a bit difficult to do if you're not wearing glasses, funnily enough. So I'm just going to grab those now. So we've got some sight before us as we open this machine, and I'm getting in a bit closer here, as you can see. So you can see the machine itself. It's a quarter-scale replica arcade, which is part of the suite from Numskull, the Quarterarcade suite. Before I start, if you want to check out Quarterarcades, Numskull, then just look in the description below. You can get a whole range of different machines, accessories, you name it. And obviously they do a load of other core merch. So as I say, there's the actual frontage of the machine, and this is shot in their arcade, in their kind of super cool factory, aka warehouse and design studio. I've actually seen this, so full disclosure, I used to work for Numskull, and I knew them before I started GamesYOULoved, and I know them now, so I'm giving this a review and an unboxing. So hope you enjoy it. It's 100% accurate emulation. It's running the actual arcade ROM, so it's not like the NES version. Not that's a bad thing, but it is, because arcade machine, it's running that version of the game, which is highly important to us arcade gamers. It has the, if you like, the replica push start buttons, the action buttons, and obviously the joystick itself. So it all explains that. And you've got all the full spec of the machine as well, as you can see here. It's got LED backlight header banner, so it's nice to get a nice ambience of the machine when you've got the lights dimmed. You've got the 5-inch TFT screen with a 4.3 ratio in full colour. You've got the, as I mentioned, the stick and the buttons. You've got the decals, very high quality finish. And you've got the, it's all wood. So they've kept this wood. There was discussions around going to plastic, but I think the overall community was like, you know what, we just want it like the real deal. So let's stick to wood, which is great, because other stuff out there, just kind of cheapo plastic stuff. This isn't, this is wood. Well, that isn't, that's a box, but we'll see when we get in. You've got the battery rechargeable, so you can move the thing around or have it plugged in. And then you've got the 3-watt speaker, and then turn it on and off. We'll go into that. You've got the rocker switch, and you've got the cable, which is included. So let's open it up. I hadn't done this part. Just get the knife and just carefully, let's just do that. Be very careful when you do these things. So I might not talk when I'm doing this sort of thing. Is that actually open? Trying to see. No, it isn't. So as I say, best not to rush this element of the opening, because there's nothing worse, is there, if you slipped a knife in that bit. And if you want to keep the box, which many people do, then last thing you want to do is stick the knife right through it, which you know, is not great. I mean, you know, it's not the machine itself, but equally, for us collectors, we like to keep the box. There's always an element of just getting this out. Oh, it's so careful trying to do it right. So let's get it open. Just slide that down. I might just push that forward so you can actually see me getting it out. Right, so as I mentioned, you get the wire. Now, I have a lot of these, but you know what? It's good to have another one. And it's very, very carefully packed because imagine it goes in transit all over the world. And you're seeing it like me for the first time now. Before I get into the actual, just put the box over here. Just carefully twist it like that. Before I get into the machine, you also get this with the machine. And that's a series of little, it's A5 actually, if you want to know the size. So this is a nice little flyer here, which is the club, the Quarterarcade club. Even if you haven't got a machine and you're just sort of looking about, you love arcades, then I'd consider getting into the club. So again, I'll put a link to that down in the description. Lots of community members sharing their machines themselves, their rooms, their accessories, and also lots of other arcade memorabilia, which is really well run, and it's a good vibe in that place, so check that out. You've got your warranty, which you can access via like the club, the QR code, and then you've got the instructions themselves. So have a look at the instructions if you get this machine. You might just miss some stuff. Obviously the guys at Numskull and Quarterarcades can help you out, especially in that club, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You've got power on and off, and you've also got another way of accessing the game instructions there, which is really good. Makes it so easy. Add in the credit, and also you've got your dip switch settings as well. So yes, today I'm not going to get heavily into gameplay, because what I thought I'd do is a separate gameplay video, because there's quite a lot of features to this machine. So I'm just going to, might have to just rip that, or I could just cut it very, very carefully, because I think if I rip it, or it might just rip the bag. Let's have a little go here. You see me struggling, can't you? No, I've done it. Because sometimes if you scissor it out, it ruins the bag. I like to keep the bag as well, I'm afraid. Right, there she is. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I know this is the bit you love, so might just move the camera, I don't know, but I like this bit, which is taking the film off. Here we go. Ooh. Love doing that bit. So the film is off now, and you can see that fully. Now, has it got any charging? Let's give it a go, shall we? Might not have any charging, so I might have to charge it up, and then we can come back to this on the gameplay side. So let's talk about the machine itself. It's got the Taito graphics on the side, which you can see there. So these are kind of synonymous with many of the original machines that you saw these in the arcades, but also Numskull, working with Taito, have kind of employed variant colorways, but also keeping the graphics consistent across all the side art on these Taito machines. Going around the back, you've also got, and this is all fully official, fully licensed, fully integrated with Taito in the whole process of approvals, checking the hardware and the software. So you get this saying at the back, it's been engineered by Numskull, manufactured by Rubber Road, and it's MN13. So that's the number of machines that have been produced, arcade machines. This is a number 13. And there's many others. There was like Polybius, that was more of a charger, obviously, because the game, well, we can debate it, but it didn't exist. And they did the Pepsi Hub and the 7-Up, and then all the machines themselves. But yeah, number 13 is elevator action. And then, as explained earlier, let's just pull this up here so you can see it a bit closer. You've got effectively your power button, your input for power, which is the USB-C, and then you've got your volume. And there's also a light to show when it is running or running out of battery. You've also got air vents, which I'll just bring down here. So again, if you've seen the Numskull machines, these are quite consistent, but they are in different places to replicate the original machine itself. So if you just twist it around here to the side, so you might have seen the other machines, things like Bobble Bobble, which had the blue on the side. I do like this kind of brown, very sort of almost feels 70s feel, early 80s, which obviously this machine is from, has that type of colourway. And I think for me, growing up at that era, you know, and I was like 10 years old, 9 years old, this really, like, if I squint, reminds me of this colour of that period. There's lots of browns knocking about in graphics, in furniture, you name it. So it does feel very nostalgic, this machine, to me. And then even when you get round to the front itself, it's a lovely angle you can see there of the machine. So you've got your marquee, and what you're there getting a depiction, really. Let's just come up, you can see it there. Let's bring the camera around actually as we come up here. So what you're getting is a depiction of the game, effectively, the style of the game, the nature of the game. So you are playing the kind of super spy there, as you can see, depicted. And it's on the marquee itself, coming down there on the actual kind of control. You're seeing that coming across as well. And there's your, if you like, your action button. So you've got fire, which is fire your weapon, and you can also jump and kick. Just like the original arcade, you've got kind of the description of the game, which is just so cool to have. All these little features tying with the original. So if you put this against an original elevator action, I've actually looked at this at a place called Arcade Club in Leeds. I think they have these. Then you'll see exactly the same consideration of size, of graphics, everything else. And that's what's important about these machines, really. And then just on the coin door, which you can see there, no coins come out, but you've got the Taito logo and the little coin lock, just like the original, and player 1 and 2. So let's just have a little scoot around, got a bit of reflection there of the machine just once more. So this is like a first impressions video. So what I'm going to do is kind of more of a review and a gameplay video on the next video. I'll fire it up, power it up, talk about the gameplay, talk about the characters a bit more as well, which I think would be really nice. And you can see more of this elevator action. So I hope you enjoyed this first impressions video. Let's just come around here to this box, beautiful box. You can see here just before you. And as I say, I will take you through a bit more on the next video that I'll be doing on this machine. There may be another video in between, who knows. There's Christmas coming up, and yeah, I might have a bit more time to do some stuff. So I hope you enjoyed today's little look at this, and I will see you on the next video.